We have inflation reports coming tomorrow and Thursday. The result is the stock market, pretty flat in advance of those inflation numbers. Dow up maybe 30, Nasdaq up maybe all of 2 points. I'll call that flat. The Department of Defense says it is working round the clock to determine the extent of the recent intelligence leak. What information do we have so far, Laura?
Stuart, not much, and I think that's the most alarming part here. So the Pentagon is working to determine how did this happen, how bad is it, who's responsible for it. We have to talk about the timing. I mean, this is a wartime leak of critical information about Ukraine's air defense vulnerabilities, right when Russia might launch their spring offensive. Ukraine is betrayed here. Why would they ever trust us with intel, right? I mean, that's what you can take out of this. John Kirby cannot confirm if the leak is contained or if it's an ongoing threat. The Department of Justice launching a criminal investigation. Was this an inside job, or is someone else, another entity, to blame? We do not know.
Raises the anxiety level because there's maybe more to come, and we don't know what that more would be if it comes.
Jennifer Griffin at Fox is reporting that this could be worse than WikiLeaks.
Ouch. All right. Fox's David Spunt questioned John Kirby about why President Biden won't just pick up the phone and call China's Xi Jinping. Roll tape.
We've been told that this call is coming for months. Why hasn't he just picked up the phone and called President Xi to say knock it off?
The president looks forward to having another conversation with President Xi. And we'll do that at the appropriate time. We'll certainly keep you apprised of that. It's important that those lines of communication stay open. The tensions are certainly high right now. We like to see this relationship get onto a better footing. And when it's appropriate for the two leaders to talk, then that'll happen.
Joining us now, Lieutenant Colonel James Carafano with the Heritage Foundation. This is there's a lot of war talk around at the moment. To me, it's ominous. Do we look weak?
Yeah, asking if our enemies think Joe Biden looks weak is like asking if Hannibal Lecter eats meat. I mean, really, is that a question?
Okay. So we're not doing anything by the looks of it. We won't pick up the phone and call Xi Jinping. It doesn't seem like we're doing anything.
Well, for the simple reason we won't answer the phone. Look, here's the reality. Strategic ambiguity is not ambiguous at all. The United States and China both have vital interests in Taiwan. The status quo actually serves both those interests. So for either side to upset that creates a lot of risk that could be really disastrous for both sides. The United States still has a military that China has to contend with. And I think we've seen that in the fact that the Chinese are really willing to be incredibly demonstrative, but are they willing to cross the line and start a war? Here's the problem is they look at the calendar and they think, here's a guy that might not be around in 2 years. And every day they wake up and they pray to whatever God they pray to, that they have Joe Biden here so they can figure out how to take best advantage of that. So what they're doing right now is they're demonstrating how weak and feckless he looks compared to the Chinese. And there's a reason why Macron goes to China ostensibly to negotiate on Ukraine and comes back basically saying, oh, well, we should abandon the Americans completely. Because the Chinese are...
De qua scripture direct met je verstaan sa EPSA. Dus nu de atori de gaan in Amerika pe walo ondergrond papiera leki. Isa foto ina oorlog tape voor Rusland na Oekraïna. Isa bitok. Pe Amerika srepi sanama partner fu sa eyep Oekraïna. El leki walo ondergrond tori fu Oekraïna. Isa foto enfade tori du leki. No mano sabi. Isa bitok daarom ik me wat ik scripture disi. De in Jeremia me denki. Upalak me vinden direct Jeremia hoofdstuk 51 na dat nasa EPSA no there dat nes ai dus no de ala de ondergrond ala mai ko volg tak Amerkang tok Amerika ano fortro isa fato ala de partner fu Amerkang de mange ko volg ala walo papira leki isa fato walo documents ko adoro pe Amerika zrep de mai spy tap de igi partner arki de ma telefoon gesprekken isa bita kan hersan dati No lo bruya eicha, isabito. Podrá video go door maar want ik scripture is met je verstaan. Dus snap ik hoe Jeremia hoofdstuk 49 vers 10. But I have made Esau bear. Zo na Esau. Dus hoe gaan de wit man. Nanga de hoofdkwartier Amerkang. Nanga ook de maf Europa. I have uncovered his secret places. Je ziet? Ala de secret voor Amerika sa de be kibri. Sa de may do in wickedness. Amoro hiwa e uncover. Ala may sino. You see? Atagya. And he shall not be able to hide himself. De mano ano de muka lagi de maf kibri. Want ala de ondergrond tori amoro hiwang e leki kwadoro fu si en sor de igi partner fu Amerkang. Tak na masa ye ding tak na yu partner na manat na orsi de mang e leki yu tori. De mang spy on you. Isa pata en ala de sanis om make de igi partner fu Amerikan dry tika Amerkang lek fa ascrifi na buku fu pambari hoofdstuk 17 vers 16 sa ulop teki. Atagya so de mano de mogelijk fu hide themselves. His seed is spoiled met andere woorden ahirnation. You see? Is spoiled. De man ko gers long santa pagron tapu and his brethren and his neighbors and he is not. You see? Je volgt todo go bakana a video want ito een trapis de. Pede ma utak over a protest. Do Frankrijk, want toen we zijn fire dat in Frankrijk, is dat beter?
They're telling him, dude, do you really think that Joe Biden has your back?
Do you think Europe's walking away from the U.S.?
Oh, I don't think it is. I think this is probably Macron's worst hour in foreign policy. The reality is Europeans know that there is no European security without transatlantic security, and there is no transatlantic security without the U.S. So for Macron literally to come back and insult the President of the United States and say, well, we don't care about America's interests in Asia, which makes no sense because the French actually have, of all the European countries, they're ones that actually do have interests in Asia. So the whole thing is really all about Joe Biden and how everybody figures out what do we do with the weakest president we've had in modern American history over the next 2 years? And a lot of people are looking, and China's playing this card, and Macron really just plays into their hands.
But the danger here, presumably, is a mistake on either side. I mean, we're lined up against each other, a mistake on either side, and you've got an escalation, and who knows where it goes.
Yeah, well, that's always the danger in foreign policy, is that somebody does, something wrong and stupid. But this is where what's the margin of error here? And it really comes back to the U.S. military. The U.S. military capability is the insurance card against things really spinning out of control. So again, it comes back to Joe Biden. Look what he's done the last 2 years in the U.S. military, how he's prioritized green energy and diversity policy and everything but military readiness, and how he's introduced ridiculously flat budgets that don't really address dealing with the rising China threat. And the Chinese just look at the numbers and they say, not today, but look down the road, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, America's a paper tiger then. And so, again, it comes back to presidential leadership. And that's why the world is riskier today than it was before the day Joe Biden became president.
Okay, we got it. Strong stuff. Mr. Califano, thank you very much. Colonel, sir, thanks very much for joining us this morning. We do appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, my friend.
Now,
Dus je volgt sa EPSA. Isa wat dan midang de mabogo ina protest fu Frankrijk. Isa fata dora titel sa milisi. Ami wante kwa scripture sa altijd we teki. En na di scripture dis wotan teki fu telek a kingdom dis fadong. Isa bito dis na boek of Mattheus. Hoofdstuk 24 start na vers 6. Atagya, and ye shall hear of rumors. He shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. No, there are so rumors of wars. A oorlog tussen China na Taiwan. No, there are oorlog Rusland, Ukraina, oorlog tussen Israel na Palestina, oorlog tussen Iran na Saudi Arabia, oorlog tussen Amerkang na China, oorlog tussen DC, oorlog. Nasa so rumors of war O leidde tot een orsie wereldoorlog, een derde wereldoorlog. You see? Arki, ja, hoe zei for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Ano, omdat je hier de sandis nu de hebben van tak, na einde dit, de alla de sandis zo stop da, we go back to normal da, agron tapo draai. Nee, na ay komoro erg voor teleka derde wereldoorlog ko in vervulling. You see? Walau people dan ada van tak, kan ini na derde wereldoorlog bayar Oekraïne, Rusland, isabito China, di si papapap. Dat de sandis zo stop da, we go back to normal life, we libi. Nope. Nope. O leidde tot de missile o abif ko in vervulling le fa Bijbel taki in de derde wereldoorlog. Atakja for nations shall rise against nations and kingdom against kingdoms. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. You see? Je volgt toch? Dus dit is na de sansang gebeur voor derde wereldoorlog. You see? Dus de Bijbel neli hongers nu no sa da pasi ekong siktas moro siktas ekong nu de walo arbiving in verschillende presi lek fa ascrivi so de sane come to pass. You see, dus de people sa etang hoort tak na so rommel wetaki na le wetaki. Straks gaat het blijken wie rommel vertelde. I want to give all praises, all honor and glory to Abanawa Alahaya Nawa Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakuda Shalamat. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Stone and salutation to the hopeful elect. Shalom.